Hey there, savvy seniors and Medicare newbies. Let's talk insurance, specifically those pesky scams lurking around every corner. We work hard for our money, right? So the last thing we need is some slick-talking scammer trying to pull a fast one, especially when it comes to our health. Think about it. You're just trying to figure out your Medicare options, and suddenly you're bombarded with phone calls, emails, and even those official-looking letters. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a disco ball. But don't worry, that's where this video comes in handy. We're going to break down everything you need to know about Medicare scams, arm you with the knowledge to spot them a mile away, and send those fraudsters running for the hills. Because knowledge, as they say, is power. And when it comes to protecting your hard-earned money and your health, well, let's just say you deserve to be the most powerful person in the room. Now, navigating the world of Medicare can feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But fear not, my friend, because you've got a seasoned pro in your corner. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lena Fox from Silver Fox Insurance Group, LLC, and I'm here to be your trusty guide through this Medicare maze. As a licensed insurance agent, I've helped countless folks in Kansas, Missouri, Florida, New York, and Texas understand their Medicare options and avoid those pesky scams. Think of me as your personal insurance bodyguard, here to protect you from the wolves in sheep's clothing. In this video, I'm going to spill the tea on all things Medicare scams. We're talking common tactics these tricksters use, real-life stories that'll make you laugh and cringe at the same time, and most importantly, practical tips to keep you one step ahead of the game. So buckle up, grab your reading glasses, or maybe just adjust your screen, and get ready to become a Medicare scam-busting expert. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be able to sniff out a scam from a mile away, just like a, well, you know. All right, folks, let's talk about those phantom phone calls. You know the ones I'm talking about? Your phone rings, you pick up, and a chipper voice on the other end exclaims, "Congratulations! You've won a free cruise! Sounds amazing, right?" Well, hold your horses because this ain't no Caribbean getaway. This is more like a one-way ticket to Medicare jail. These scammers are sneaky. They'll try to lure you in with promises of free stuff, discounted medical equipment, or even claim to be from Medicare themselves. But here's the catch. They'll ask for your Medicare number or other personal information to verify your eligibility. Don't fall for it. Remember, Medicare will never call you out of the blue asking for your personal information. If you get a suspicious call, hang up faster than you can say Medicare fraudster. And whatever you do, don't give them any personal details. It's like giving a stranger your house keys. You're just asking for trouble. Next up, we've got those email enigmas, those emails that land in your inbox with subject lines like urgent Medicare alert or claim your free iPad now. They're like those tempting chocolate chip cookies. You know you shouldn't, but you kind of want to click, right? Well, resist the urge, my friend, because these emails are often riddled with dangerous links and attachments. One click and bam! You could download a nasty virus or worse, have your identity stolen faster than you can say phishing scam. Here's the thing, legitimate organizations like Medicare won't ask you to update your information or share sensitive data via email. So if you see a suspicious email, channel your inner Sherlock Holmes. Check the sender's address, hover over any links before clicking, and if something seems fishy, hit that delete button quicker than you can say cybercrime. Now, just when you thought you'd mastered the art of dodging phone calls and emails, here comes the snail mail sneak attack. These scammers have upped their game, sending out official-looking letters that could fool even the most discerning eye. We're talking fancy letterheads, official-sounding names, and even fake Medicare logos. They might claim you need to pay a fee, update your information, or enroll in a special program. But don't let the pomp and circumstance fool you. These letters are often wolves in sheep's clothing. Remember, Medicare communicates primarily through your Medicare Summary Notices, MSNs. So, before you panic and start writing checks, take a deep breath. Scrutinize the letter for any red flags, typos, grammatical errors, suspicious addresses, and always verify any information with Medicare directly. You can call them, visit their website, or even chat with them online. Trust me, they'd rather hear from you than have you fall victim to a scam. All right, folks, gather around because I've got a real humdinger of a story for you. Picture this, a sweet elderly lady, let's call her Agnes, calls me in a tizzy. Seems Agnes has been getting bills for physical therapy sessions she never had. Now, Agnes loves a good stretch as much as the next gal, but she knew something was fishy. Turns out some shady characters had gotten a hold of her Medicare number and were billing Medicare for phantom therapy sessions. They were racking up charges like nobody's business, all while poor Agnes was none the wiser. Luckily, Agnes is a smart cookie. She contacted Medicare, reported the fraud, and guess what? Those scammers were caught faster than you can say physical therapy fraud. The moral of the story? Keep a close eye on your Medicare summary notices, MSNs. Those little statements are your first line of defense against fraud. If you see something, say something. Don't be afraid to call Medicare or your insurance agent if you suspect something's amiss. We're here to help! Now, you know I love a good infomercial as much as the next person, but let me tell you, some of these products are just too outrageous to believe. They promise the world but deliver nothing but disappointment. Case in point, the Medicare Miracle Cure. This one popped up a while back, and let me tell you, it was a doozy. These scammers were peddling a magic potion that promised to cure everything from arthritis to baldness, all covered by Medicare, of course. They even had celebrity endorsements, or at least they looked like celebrities FROM a distance. People were lining up to get their hands on this miracle cure, thinking it was the answer to all their problems. It was a classic case of too good to be true. These so-called miracle cures were nothing more than snake oil, bottled up and sold at a premium price. The scammers made it look so convincing with their flashy advertisements and fake endorsements. They preyed on the hopes and dreams of vulnerable seniors, promising them relief from their ailments and a return to their youthful vigor. People were handing over their Medicare information without a second thought, believing they were getting a great deal. But here's the thing, there's no such thing as a miracle cure, especially not one that's covered by Medicare. These scammers were just bottling up snake oil and slapping a hefty price tag on it. They made off with a fortune before the authorities caught up with them, leaving a trail of financial ruin in their wake. Countless seniors were left with empty wallets and a whole lot of regret. They had trusted these scammers and paid the price. So remember, folks, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Don't believe everything you see on TV, no matter how convincing it may seem. Always be skeptical of grand promises and miraculous claims. Do your due diligence and research thoroughly before handing over your Medicare information or any personal details. Scammers are always looking for their next victim, and it's up to you to protect yourself. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and always do your research before handing over your Medicare information. Your health and your wallet will thank you. Section 3, the free scooter scheme, because who needs walking when you can ride in style to bankruptcy court? All right, last story time, and this one's a real head scratcher. It involves those free scooters you often see advertised on late night TV. You know the ones, they promise you'll be zipping around the grocery store like a boss, all for the low price of your Medicare number. Now, I'm all for making life easier, but this scheme is just plain wrong. These companies prey on seniors who may have mobility issues, convincing them they need a scooter even if they don't. They bill Medicare for these unnecessary devices, often charging exorbitant amounts. And guess who gets stuck with the bill? You guessed it, Medicare, and ultimately taxpayers like you and me. But here's the kicker. Oftentimes, these scooters are flimsy, break down easily, and aren't even covered by Medicare in the first place. So not only are seniors being scammed, but they're also being put at risk. It's a lose-lose situation all around. The lesson here? Be wary of any company offering free medical equipment, especially if they ask for your Medicare number up front. Medicare has specific guidelines for what equipment they cover, and you usually need a doctor's prescription. Don't let these scooter scammers take you for a ride, literally. Always double-check with a trusted family member or friend before making any decisions. Educate yourself about Medicare fraud and stay informed through community resources. Remember, mobility aids should enhance your life, not complicate it. Choose wisely and stay safe. Section 1. Channel your inner Sherlock, spotting the scammer signs. Okay, my savvy seniors, Now that you've heard some real-life scam stories that would make even a used car salesman blush, let's equip you with the tools to become a scam-busting detective. Think of this as your crash course in Scammer 101. First things first, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let anyone pressure you into making a quick decision, especially when it comes to your health or your money. Remember, a legitimate company or organization will be happy to answer your questions and give you time to think things over. Next, pay attention to the red flags. Is someone asking for your Medicare number over the phone for a free product or service? That's a big no-no. Are you getting bombarded with emails or letters filled with typos and grammatical errors? Slam that spam folder shut. These are all telltale signs that something's not kosher. Section 2. Guard your Medicare card like it's a $100 bill, because it kinda is. Now, let's talk about your Medicare card. This little piece of plastic is like gold to scammers, so you need to guard it like it's the Hope Diamond. I'm talking Fort Knox level security here, people. First and foremost, never ever give out your Medicare number to anyone you don't know and trust. That includes over the phone via email or even on a website that doesn't seem quite right. Remember, Medicare will never contact you out of the blue asking for your personal information. When you do need to share your Medicare card, say with a doctor or pharmacist, make sure you're dealing with a legitimate provider. Ask questions, verify their credentials, and don't be afraid to be a little nosy. It's your health and your money on the line after all. Okay, my scam-busting superstars, here's the good news. You don't have to fight these scammers alone. There's a whole army of resources ready to help you navigate the Medicare maze and avoid those pesky pitfalls. First up, you've got Medicare itself. Their website, medicare.gov, is a treasure trove of information with everything from eligibility requirements to fraud prevention tips. You can also call them directly at 1-800-MEDICARE, 1-800-633-4227, to speak with a representative. Trust me, they've heard it all, so don't be shy about asking questions. Next, you can reach out to your state health insurance assistance program, or SHIP. These folks provide free, personalized counseling to help you understand your Medicare options and avoid scams. Think of them as your Medicare fairy godparents, here to grant your insurance wishes, within reason, of course. And of course, you can always reach out to a licensed insurance agent like yours truly. We're here to answer your questions, address your concerns, and help you find the Medicare plan that's right for your needs and budget. Think of us as your trusted advisors, here to guide you through the insurance jungle and keep those pesky scammers at bay. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lena, dealing with insurance is about as fun as a root canal. Why would I want to add another person to the mix? Well, my friend, that's where licensed insurance agents like myself come in. Think of us as your personal scam-fighting sidekicks, here to make this whole Medicare thing a whole lot less taxing, pun intended. You see, we speak insurance fluently. We can translate those confusing terms, break down your coverage options, and help you find a plan that fits your needs and your budget. We're like the insurance whisperers, here to tame the wild beast that is Medicare. But here's the best part. We're also your first line of defense against scams. We've seen it all. From the free scooter scheme to the Medicare miracle cure, we know the red flags, we know the tricks, and we're here to make sure you don't fall victim to these unscrupulous characters. Look, I get it. You're independent, you're savvy, and you like to do things your own way. But when it comes to Medicare, going solo can sometimes backfire faster than a cheap bottle rocket on the 4th of July. Think about it. Medicare is complex. There are different parts, different plans, different enrollment periods. It's enough to make your head spin. And if you're not careful, you could easily miss out on important benefits, overpay for coverage, or worse, fall victim to a scam. That's where a licensed insurance agent comes in. We're like those GPS systems that help you navigate through unfamiliar territory. We'll guide you through the Medicare maze, answer your questions, and make sure you end up with the coverage you need without any unwanted surprises. Section 3, Lena's Lowdown, How to Choose an Agent You Can Trust. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lena, how do I know I can trust an insurance agent? You're all just trying to sell me something, right? It's a common concern, and you're not alone in feeling this way. Well, my friend, that's a fair point. It's natural to be cautious when it comes to financial decisions, but just like with any profession, there are good apples and bad apples. The key is knowing how to tell them apart. So how do you separate the wheat from the chaff? It's simpler than you might think, but it does require some diligence. First and foremost, make sure you're dealing with a licensed insurance agent. This is non-negotiable. This means they've met certain requirements, passed background checks, and are authorized to sell insurance in your state. It's a basic but crucial step. Don't be afraid to ask for their license number and verify it with your state's insurance department. It's your right to know. Next, look for an agent who listens to your needs and takes the time to understand your situation. This is a sign of a professional who cares. They shouldn't be pushy, they shouldn't rush you, and they should be able to answer your questions in a way that makes sense to you. Clear communication is key. Remember, you're the one in control here. You have the power to make the final decision. Finally, don't be afraid to shop around and compare different agents. It's your money and your future. Get quotes from a few different companies, ask about their experience, and trust your gut. Your intuition is a powerful tool. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore those red flags. Remember, choosing an insurance agent is like choosing a good pair of shoes. You want someone who's comfortable, reliable, and won't steer you wrong. Take your time, do your research, and make a choice that feels right for you. Well, folks, we've reached the end of our Medicare scam-busting adventure. Give yourselves a round of applause. You've earned it. You've learned about the sneaky tactics scammers use, heard real-life stories that'll make you laugh and cringe in equal measure, and most importantly, you're now armed with the knowledge to protect yourselves and your loved ones. Remember, knowledge is power, and when it comes to Medicare scams, a little knowledge can go a long way. You're now equipped to spot those red flags, dodge those phishing emails, and hang up on those robocalls faster than you can say Medicare fraudster. You're basically Medicare scam-fighting ninjas. But our work here isn't done, my friends. The world of Medicare is constantly changing, and so are the tactics of these pesky scammers. That's why it's crucial to stay informed and stay vigilant. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't just do it once and call it a day, right? Make it a habit to stay up to date on the latest Medicare news and scams. Check out Medicare.gov regularly, read those Medicare summary notices, MSNs, carefully, and don't hesitate to reach out to your insurance agent or a trusted advisor if you have any questions or concerns. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, especially when it comes to protecting your health and your hard-earned money. Now, before we part ways, let's do a quick recap of those scam-busting red flags. Remember, if you encounter any of these situations, proceed with caution and don't hesitate to walk away or hang up the phone faster than you can say Medicare fraud. Anyone asking for your Medicare number over the phone for a free product or service, emails or letters with typos, grammatical errors, or suspicious addresses, high-pressure sales tactics or demands for immediate payment, offers that sound too good to be true, because they probably are. Remember, if something feels off, it probably is. Trust your gut, and don't be afraid to ask questions, verify information, and seek help from a trusted source. And there you have it, my fellow Medicare mavens. I hope this video has empowered you to navigate the world of Medicare with confidence and avoid those pesky scams. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. I'm here to help you every step of the way. If you have any questions, concerns, or just need a friendly voice to guide you through the Medicare maze, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm Lena Fox from Silver Fox Insurance Group, LLC, your trusted insurance agent licensed to serve folks in Kansas, Missouri, Florida, New York, and Texas. Let's chat, create a plan that's right for you, and keep those scammers at bay. Together, we'll make sure your golden years are filled with joy, laughter, and scam-free living.